Hey guys, it's Chelsea and today I'm going to be making another Talk Tuesday. Probably won't be going up on an actual Tuesday. It's probably going to be tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I just completely forgot it was Tuesday and I'm trying to keep up with doing this series, but it's not going very well. Anyway, I just want to make a Talk Tuesday. This one isn't going to be very long, but I don't feel like I have to cover a bunch of topics. There's not that much going on, but there are a few things that I wanted to talk about. Things that happened just yesterday, Halloween, apartment hunting, and my new job. Let's start with the first thing, and that is going to be a bad Sephora experience. This wasn't anything that I'm too salty about, and I'm not going to stop shopping at Sephora, and it's not going to be an issue, but it was just something that was really irritating. My boyfriend's back there laying down. So probably a couple days ago, me and my friend were at a mall, not my local mall. Get out of the shot.
He's so salty.
We went to a different mall that's not like my local mall, and it was like her local mall, and we were looking around, and I didn't have that much money because my paycheck wasn't very much this week, unfortunately. So but anyway, I refused stuff at Victoria's Secret, I can't talk. But we went into Sephora, and I needed a new foundation. I get really frustrated because a lot of foundations, like my face and my neck are two completely different colors, and preferably I would like my face to match my neck, and a lot of people, like when I get color matched, I don't know what they're matching it to, but anyway, places like Ulta and MAC, I always get matched to like a ridiculous color, and especially at the drugstore when there's like not a good variety nor anyone helping you match colors. It's just rough, okay? Me trying to find something that just matches like everything. Anyway, I go to this Sephora with my friend, and she's buying something because I got her a gift card for her birthday. I wanted to get the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo foundation, which I ended up getting, but not at first. In there, and I see that one, and it's one I wanted to try. It's full coverage. It's $35, and I was like, okay, it'll be my one splurge for this paycheck. It's the only one I'm gonna have. Go up to a color artist. I go up to a color artist with like the brushes all in her belt, and I'm like, hey, can you color match me? And I just didn't like her from the get-go. Like she just was like, had an attitude about, like, I felt like I was bothering her to do that for me, but it's whatever. Like, I'm just that type of person that just like, whatever, just match me, do your job, and I'll move on. So anyway, she was just like, well, what foundation do you want? So I tell her the Kat Von D, and instantly she just gives me this look, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? And she was like, well, do you have oily skin? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you're not gonna like that one. It's full coverage because it's meant to like cover tattoos, and you're not gonna like it. It's gonna feel like your face is melting. I was like, oh my gosh, like that sounds terrible. What do you recommend? And she was like, the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. She was like, it has this in it, which is great for people with acne, and commenting on my lovely acne. That was very nice of her. And she said it was great for oily skin, all this stuff. I was like, sure, yeah, match me to it. I'd take your recommendation, blah, blah, blah. Now that foundation was $39. So there's like a $4 difference between them, whatever. $40 is basically my limit on foundation. So anyway, I sit down in the chair, she is matching me to it. She turns me to be like, oh, like, do you like this one? And I could tell it was a little not my shade, like it was a little too yellow. And what I think she ended up doing was matching it. The foundation I was wearing that day and bronzer didn't really match my face because, like I said, I can't ever find stuff to match my face. I think she matched it to that rather than like matching it to my neck, because it matched the shade of the foundation which I was wearing that doesn't match my neck, but it didn't match my neck. And I don't know, because she only did it at this little spot, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm thinking this woman, this is what she does, is makeup, so I'm like, of course she did it right. So I didn't question it. And she pulls the shade Nude, which is like a couple shades in. Now usually I'm so pale, I'm usually like the first or second shade, so that was like my clue that I was like, wait a second. And she was just kind of like not nice. Like she was like, well, what are you doing for like she was trying to, and she's like, what are you doing for Halloween? And I told her that I was being I'll tell you in a second, that's part of my next story, but I told her what I was, and I was gonna coordinate with my boyfriend, and she like laughed, and I was like, yeah, it's funny, like blah blah blah. But like it was one of those things where she laughed in a way like insultingly, like literally in her head she was probably like, this hoe, like all this. And I was just looking at Abby like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? Like she was just like negative. She's not the usual type of person that I run into at my local Sephora, so I don't know if it's just that woman at that Sephora was just not having it that day, because I've been there. but I'm just kind of like, girl, like you work with makeup, like this is so fun, like whatever. Anyway, so she gives me that shade. I really didn't think it matched me, but whatever. So I've used it probably 3 times, which is the span of like the 3 days that I had it. I used it like each day and I hated it. First of all, it was so yellow. It didn't match me. I went to work yesterday and wore it from like 10 to 5 or whatever with my usual shift, and I came home and my face was greasy. It was disgusting. My face does not get that oily. You know, I wear like a lot of powder and stuff. It never looks like that. It was that foundation and it just looked terrible. And I was like, I'd had it. It was almost like my face was so oily. It had oxidized the foundation and made it look darker, and it looked terrible. Ow, I just hit my it looked terrible. And I was just like, no. So then last night I went to my local Sephora. I'm like, hey, can I return this? And I explained to her the situation, and she completely was like, wait a second, did one of my girls do this and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, this was another Sephora. She's like, thank God, or else, you know, I'd have to have a conversation. Like, the manager of that Sephora even agreed that I was matched wrong, and that the Born This Way foundation, she uses it, and she said that it's better for people with drier skin because it has more of a dewy finish to it. And I was like, wow, I literally told that lady that I wanted matte, full coverage, and that I had oily skin. And she literally, from talking to the people in my local Sephora, the Born This Way is the complete opposite. It's better for people with drier skin. It is medium, it's more medium coverage, but you can build it to full, completely opposite. So at this Sephora, they just really like did everything they could to kind of like fix the experience. Like, she did that whole color IQ thing, which I've never had done before, and she emailed me all the foundations that would match me perfectly and product recommendations sent to my email, and it was really nice. And now I know what shade I am, and I ended up exchanging it for the Kat Von D, and I got $4 back because this one's cheaper. And this one is awesome. I'm wearing it today. As you can see, it, at least as far as I know, it matches. And I love this foundation. I've only used it once today, but as you can see, my skin is nice and matte. I have not like added powder. I did put this on not that long ago, but still, like, it looks really good. I love the packaging. So anyway, I know that was a really long story, but I just had to explain to you guys. It was really frustrating. It's one of those things where it's just so annoying how, like, depending on where you go, just one person can just, like, I don't know. Stuff. It's just like, my Sephora is awesome, but if someone were to go to that Sephora and just have that issue with that one person, like they don't regularly go to Sephora, it could ruin like their whole like image of Sephora and everything, just because that one person was just, she was just rude, and obviously she didn't know what she was doing because she color matched me wrong. And I'm just sitting here like, you have one job, come on girl, come on girl. The next thing I want to talk about, because I'm done with that story, is apartment hunting. So Boo back here is unfortunately being kicked out. I'm just kidding. No, okay, how should I put this on the internet? He is 18 and his parents are apparently the type of people that think that, you know, an 18-year-old that's going through college should also have like a full-time job. And he's gonna be on his own soon, and so we started just kind of looking at apartments and looking at furniture and things like that. And oh my god, is it just insane, like freaking like studios, which is the basic of the basic, like literally you're eating and like shitting in the same area, like there's just nothing to them, or like $700 a month. And it's a little ridiculous, and it's a little overwhelming, and it's kind of sad that honestly, like, him having like a $15 an hour job, like we did all the calculations, is he's barely going to be able to like afford a lifestyle doing that. So it's really like just shocking. And just looking at furniture, and you know, we found this sectional at Home Goods. I was like $650 for this tiny little sectional, and I'm just sitting here like, what? And there was this other couch that was $350, but it was very kind of like fluffy, and it was nice, but it just wasn't like 100% what'd you say? It just wasn't it, exactly. But anyway, so that is just like a whole new stress, and I commend people who have like found apartments that they love, because it's definitely tough, and there's just so many options, and it's hard to like know that you're getting like the best deal possible and being in the best neighborhood and things like that. So Anyway, I'm sure there'll be more videos about it to come, but I just want to let you guys know that is what is going on in our relationship life right now. Next thing is going to be my Halloween costume. So this is what the lady at Sephora laughed at, and it is kind of funny, but it's just, it's like, what, it's just like, I don't know, it's what I want to dress up as, okay? Me. Yes, yes. Me and my boyfriend are going as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you should be jealous. The reason I wanted this costume, well, first of all, I picked the costume last year. We were cops. Maybe I'll insert a photo. But I picked the costume last year, so I was like, okay, this year, like, we'll do something more like his style. So it is a onesie. Okay. Even though we bought it from a costume store, it is like an actual like onesie, and it's a really cheap costume if you can find a onesie, but I couldn't. But anyway, this costume was like $39.99, but we had a coupon, but it's just so comfy. And anyway, so we're gonna be Ninja Turtles, and we're gonna, what's cool about this costume is if you have 4 people buy it, you can each be a different turtle, and it comes with a little belt. And then it comes with the 4 different masks you need. There's Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo. And comes with all of them. These are definitely like really cheap. This is like felt. They just like cut hella quick. But anyway, it's still nice, and you can like match with people, and it's super duper comfy, and hopefully it'll be cold on Halloween. It was freezing on Halloween last year, and unfortunately my boyfriend was quite cold in his outfit and had to change.
I was looking slutty.
He did look sluttier than me. He was the guy from Reno 911. What's his name?
Deputy Dingle.
Deputy Dingle, yeah, from Reno 911 with like the really short shorts and mustache. And the costume was freaking perfect, but the weather like ruined it. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna be for Halloween this year. Feel free to be a Ninja Turtle yourself, and yeah. Okay, so then the last thing I want to talk about is my new job, but I'm not going to tell you the exact place. I will probably never say the name of the last place I worked either, just because it's not good to do that. You definitely, I don't want to burn any bridges with the old one or the new one or what have you, even though I doubt they'll ever see this. Maybe they will. Anyway, but I did get a new job. I'm going to be working at a chocolate place. Yes, y'all, I'm moving into food retail. I wanted to move out of retail completely, but that's just not a thing right now. For where I am in my life, wanting to do part-time retail is like the easiest thing. So anyway, I'm going to be working as like a little chocolatier, and yeah, it's a little more strict than my last job because, like, you know, you're working with food, so we're not allowed to have nail polish. I can't like wear this lipstick. I have to have like basic makeup. I have to have my hair up, which I'm fine with. Like, I love having my hair up. I'm not allowed to wear perfume though, or lotion. And I'm a little salty about that because I'm sitting here like, do you really think my perfume is going to transfer on the food? Like, I want to smell nice, okay? And anyway, so that'll be a whole new experience, and maybe I'll make a video about it, but it's just really exciting, and I'm going to start that one in like the next like 2 weeks, so it's just crazy. But anyway, because the job that I had last is a job that I've basically had since I was in high school, so this is like my first not at a high school job, sort of. Anyway, it's a whole new thing. So I guess I will see you guys next time here on Life of Chelsey. I hope you had fun watching, and you look like a creep in the background. And bye-bye!